Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. It is Friday night. It is the Ben Herrera Show. So let's get on with the intro.
Ice, ice, ice.
All right. Excuse me. So tonight we're going to talk about those childhood memories, like weird stuff that you remember, anything that you remember that you think other people, maybe they went through it, or something that you thought, or you remembered, oh, you know what, I forgot about that. Stuff like that. So I'm going to pass it over to Tracy real quick and see what she has to say. Let's see what Tracy has to say tonight.
Okay, well, I remember, I got a couple things, okay?
Go.
All right, so one, I was in the crib.
Wait, so you remember being in a crib?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just this one scene of my life, I remember being in a crib.
This one scene?
This one scene.
Wait, you were in a movie?
I got out of the crib, climbed down to the floor, got on the floor, got into the baby powder. That white baby powder stuff made a big mess on the floor.
The white baby powder? Is that what you called it?
The white baby powder.
No.
The other thing is, I was 3 years old. I was at a babysitter's house.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Mike and I, same age. He had a blue plastic hammer. I had a stick because I was a girl. They wouldn't let me have a hammer. And then the babysitter's son had a real hammer. We were all banging on the tree. Right? Just banging on the tree.
Every time you tell me that story, I always think that you guys are over by that tree by the driveway by your dad's.
Oh, that tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that tree.
Hmm.
But yeah, banging a tree that size though.
Yeah.
And my cousin Mike set his toy hammer down, went to go in the house for something. So I picked it up and started banging the tree with the hammer. That other kid with the real hammer hits me in the head with the hammer. Saying, no, that's not your hammer. You're a girl or something. Something stupid. So I went into the house and I told on him. I said, he hit me in the head.
Were you bleeding?
I don't know.
He probably didn't hit you hard enough, but
Right. But it was enough to be like a little scar.
yeah.
My mom said the next day I was at home playing in the backyard. And she said I fell. That's when I got stitches because I opened up the...
Is it stitches, or how was it? Snitches get stitches?
Snitches get
Because you told on him. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I told on him and I got stitches.
That's what you get. So here's a question for everybody. Because I remember this. I don't know why I do, but I kind of picture this. Now,
Yeah.
I remember at least once in one scene in my life of getting my diaper changed.
Dang.
Yeah, because I remember looking up, and I know I was laying on the ground, back like laying down, and I think it was my Aunt Amy was changing my diaper
Okay.
because I remember her friend Pat, or no, yeah, it was Pat. No wait, Sylvia. Her friend Sylvia. It was one of them. I don't remember. She had a friend Pat and a friend Sylvia, I think. Anyway, so I remember her sitting to my right, her left, and I just remember that, just laying there, and yeah, so I remember that. I did break my arm when I was a baby.
Really?
I fell out of my crib. I don't remember any of that. I probably hit my head. I don't remember what arm it was, though. I think it was... Excuse me. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember which one it was.
So it healed up.
No, it's still broken.
But I mean, sometimes when you break things and they heal differently.
Fights in the halls at Eastmont forever in my mind.
But
You know what? I got into a couple fights at East Middle. One was, I don't know if he remembers, but it was I forgot what his name was. Dang, I don't remember his name, but I got into a fight with a kid. Well, we were kids, teenagers. And, do I have a booger in my nose?
no.
Feels like it. Anyway, I remember I was in Mr. Risinga's class. Everybody remember, whoever went to East Middle,
Rising.
if you remember Mr. Risinga. I was in his class, and I remember looking to the right. I was up front by the door, and I could feel him staring at me.
The kid.
David Ridlington, I think is who it was. If I'm wrong, correct me, because I think that's who it was. Anyway, so somebody started calling me because I can hear it in my hearing aid. Anyway, no, I don't think it was David Ridlington. Oh no, I know who it was. Scratch that. It wasn't David. It was a guy named, I'm not going to say the name.
Yeah.
But anyway, a kid. He was a kid at the time. Anyway, so I could feel him staring at me, and it was pissing me off.
Yeah.
And so I finally, I was looking, I'm like, dude, stop looking at me. Stop staring at me. And it was getting annoying. He was being very annoying. And so I finally got up and started going towards him. And I swung at him. Like I went like this, but I kind of like grazed his head.
Yeah.
So I missed.
Oh.
And so we, were swinging at each other, but I think it was just a little skirmish. I got suspended for that. I got kicked out of the class. But another one was another guy kid. What do I keep saying guy? At the time, it was another kid that I don't remember what the hell we were fighting about. I think it might have been over a desk, a chair, a spot in the class.
Oh.
And because I wanted to sit in the back. Because one of the classrooms we had like an angled wall, and the chalkboard was on it.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to sit there because I like to turn around to draw on the chalkboard.
Oh, okay.
But I got into a fight with him. We pushed and shoved. I knocked over a desk. It was crazy. That was a moment of, I got into a fight at school. I don't think anybody won.
Hopefully
I
our
think it was
son
broken.
hasn't been in a fight yet. Dang.
I don't know. He probably is. He's a kid. He's almost a teen. So
But he hasn't told us that he's got into a fight.
if he did, we probably would find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my fights at school.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a fighter. I was more of a, to myself, whatever.
Yeah, same here.
I hung out with a lot of different people.
I tried to stand up for my friend Tasha. There's this other girl in the alleyway.
Who?
You know the alleyway behind my parents' house?
Oh yeah.
There was a girl who,
What was her name? You don't have to say her last name.
dang it,
How do we not? That's how old we are. We don't even remember our
Tawanda?
friends' names.
like, it's like Wanda or Tawanda or something.
My hearing aid just went out.
What did?
I think it died out. Oh no, there it
I
goes.
wish you got your other one.
That was weird. Nope,
No.
there it goes again. I think it's
She-
dying out.
She was gonna try to beat up my friend Tasha, and I got in between them and blocked her from hitting her.
Who the heck is calling me? I keep hearing somebody call. Keep talking.
Oh,
Don't stop because I stop. You can keep going.
so I got in the middle between those two girls.
Mhm.
I was protecting Tasha from the other girl, and then so that's the only kind of fight I got into. Was just trying to protect my friend from somebody else.
Mm.
But we didn't fight though. She kind of scratched me, and I just pushed her. But like,
Oh,
nothing-
so you didn't win.
no, it wasn't a fight.
Oh, you were breaking up. Okay.
I was trying to prevent a fight.
Okay. Yeah, so if whoever grew up in Holland, or not even just grew up, anybody that basically lived here in the 90s, moved here in the 90s, um, know, where the hangout spots were. I remember uh, hanging out at the Cornerstone, which is on 17th and Central.
Okay.
And I remember
17 and Central, is that where Sammy's is at? The next
that's
one?
16th and Central. It's the next corner over.
Next one. Oh.
But anyway, so I remember one time, one summer, I was hanging out with some friends, and apparently there was, I'm not gonna say the gang, but there was a gang driving around, saying whoever's hanging out over here, we're gonna shoot it up, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And my mom found out and sent me to Kentucky
It's like Fresh
because I
Prince.
was hanging out with him.
Fresh Prince. His mom.
Well,
found
I
out.
didn't get into a fight.
No.
Nothing really happened, but I'm like,
But your mom sent you
nothing.
to Kentucky.
I think it was because she thought I was joining a gang or something. But and nothing happened at that time, so I was like, I think I was only there for a weekend or something. But I never really had any issues or run-in with gang members and nothing like that. I did hang out with some of them. I knew a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like I was a part of it. I was just friends with them.
Okay.
But
yeah, my
yeah.
brother grew up knowing other gang members, but not being a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was just something that, obviously I'm not going to say names because, that's their privacy, but it's like I knew a lot of them. I was cool with a lot of them. It wasn't an issue. So it's like, I mean, I never did anything with any of them. It's like only saw them at school or hanging out in Holland somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Those were cool times. But I do remember walking to where Shell gas station is on 16th.
Yeah.
I do remember walking past that towards the west,
Okay.
like towards that little Mexican store
Yeah.
across and down the street from that.
La Hacienda or
No, Rosita or something like that. Rosita, something I don't remember. Anyway, it's on that next corner up. Anyway, so I remember because I was walking with a friend, and I remember looking to the left, and this car full of, which was possible gang members, yelled at us.
really?
We were Hispanic, and they yelled at us and said, "Oh, what gang are you in?" Blah 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 blah. And we're like, "We're not. We're walking down the street." and I did. I mean, I never really said anything, but I did see a handgun. But they didn't do anything. They just like scared us with it. But and then they left. They took off. But those were the only times I really had, anything that had to do with gangs. I think a lot, because of who I hung out with, then maybe they saw me with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I didn't hang out with them a lot. I just hung out with them whenever they were in the neighborhood. But it was cool times back then, still, for real. Growing up in the 90s was pretty cool. Especially on 18th, 19th Central College, 17th Street Central. Did I already say Central?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Central twice. Just kidding. But those were good times. I remember listening to, because I bought the Warren G tape, and the regulator.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time I remember hearing that song, and I had it playing outside. I was outside,
Mm-hmm.
and this dude walked past, and I was listening to it. He was like, "Who is that?" Blah blah blah. And I told him who it was and stuff, and yeah, those were pretty cool times.
Yeah.
Did you ever go roller skating?
Yeah, Yes, yes, in Kalamazoo.
I can't roller skate. I'm just
I
bringing
grew
that
up in
up.
Kalamazoo, and I went roller skating. I remember the four wheels on the skates
Oh, yeah, because the other one's
were,
rollerblading.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
rollerblading, but yeah,
Okay. Well, then what's the difference besides that?
the difference is the tires.
I just said that. Besides that.
Oh, no, I don't know. One is faster than the other.
What, and I wondered that. How, I don't know what the difference is for why did they even do that? I thought you can balance better when the wheels were
All four
separated.
wheels.
Yeah,
Yes, you can balance on four wheels easier than you can on.
because I can't roller skate to save my life. I can't. I will never try to learn it.
It was fun. It was real fun.
I remember going to the Grand Roller Rink back in the day, where right there by Walmart, where the roller skate.
Yeah, the
area is.
other. Yeah.
That used to be called Grand Roller Rink, and I remember going there years and years ago. I think I was in third or fourth grade. That was the last time I ever went skating there. That's how much I don't care for it. But oh no, yeah, that was the last time I went skating. But I was in there for other things. But
Yeah. They had it.
I would never roller skate.
Remember they had a DJ?
I think they did. Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if. Well, I think it was a DJ, but it was like more of just like a speaker system thing.
Oh, okay, because the place where we went skating had like a DJ, and he
Mm.
would play different songs and had special requests.
Yeah, we did that. Oh, yeah, they did do that. That's right. Yeah, I remember that now. But they do. Yeah, I don't know if they still do it or not. If it's the same thing. Again, I haven't been in there for a long time.
And this is what I believe. If you know how to rollerblade, then
Mhm.
you can learn how to ice
What
skate.
I was just gonna say that.
Ice skate. But you gotta learn how to rollerblade first before trying to ice.
I probably will never learn how to ice skate either.
But it was fun.
Because they're supposed to try. They're supposed to be building one here in Holland.
See, I did it in high school in Kalamazoo. My mom would take me to Western's campus,
Mhm.
and the ice ring was called Lawson's Ice Arena.
Oh, yep, heard of it.
Yeah, Lawson's Ice Arena.
Never been there, but I've heard of it.
But yeah, I went there to go. My mom would drive me there to go skating.
Now, did you want to go do it, or did your mom make you?
No, I wanted to. My mom
Okay.
was happy to take me.
Okay, that's fine. Even though you're lying, just joking. Now another thing I was going to bring up was, does anybody like have a specific like clothing line that they like, a specific shoe?
Yes.
The reason why I bring that up, is because we went to Walmart earlier,
Oh, right on.
and and this is me. Yeah, I bought Jordans, but I don't even wear them. I bought them mostly for show. Um, I went and bought some shoes today because I haven't purchased shoes in what 2 years
2 years. Yeah.
that I'm actually wearing. I do have some shoes that my sister bought for Christmas, but I only wear them like on occasion because I want to keep them good. But so I went and bought some FUBU shoes. Yes, I said that. FUBU shoes. I'm about to show you. Now, hold on, I gotta tie. I have to untie them. Hold on. So, for those that are watching, now I thought they were pretty cool. I liked the color. It goes along with the Black River Studios colors. Actually, now that I look, these are the ones I purchased. These are actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
These, for being from Walmart, these are actually pretty nice. I already got them dirty. Sorry. I said, my shoes is what I meant to say. These are the first pair of shoes I bought in 2 years. I'm gonna put Black River Studios right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I can
You
do.
can do that on shoes.
Yep, there we go. Black River Studio shoes were just born. And if everybody takes my idea, I'm suing you. It's on video. Anyway.
Copyright.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only get them in black and white.
Yeah, because
I'm
it's
kidding.
black and white.
No, I want them like that. But anyway. Yeah, so what time is it? We got 10 more minutes. So, again, this is your childhood memories. Let's talk to us. What is on your mind? What is it? Do you remember your favorite?
Jacob.
We already read that, babe.
I know, but let's ask him if he has any.
His name's Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. Hey, Jacob, do you have any memories as a
If
child?
he's still. So, actually, we had somebody mention the house that we the house that we lived in when we were like babies, I think it was, was on 15th and Central. Now, Pat Fowler, said, oops, hold on. She said, I got a hair in my mouth. There it is. Anyway, she mentioned that, where is it at? She said, "Oh my gosh, when my children were little, we lived on Central between 15th and 16th."
Really?
Which means, but that was probably like after we moved out, because actually I think Stephanie's older than me. Her daughter
She's
Stephanie.
older than us. Yeah.
But
not by much.
No, I don't think so. But so we lived on 15th and Central, and then we moved to 9th, where across the street where DeVos Fieldhouse is now.
Okay.
The parking lot behind the area Chamber of Commerce thing, that's where our house was at one point. Because I remember this. I remember being upstairs in our house and looking out the back window upstairs and seeing that light from the Long John Silver's building. And at first I'm like, "Ooh, what is that? No." But at first I thought they're watching us. But yeah. No, but it was, I remember that. That house had to have had a wolf spider nest or something in that house. Because we always had wolf spiders in our house.
Really?
Everywhere.
Are wolf spiders big and brown or big and black?
They're they look like baby tarantulas. Remember that picture I took of the one in here?
Yeah.
That was a wolf spider.
Okay.
Now imagine those all the time in the house, every fucking day. Yes, it did. And I got eaten by them.
You got bit. Became Spider-Man.
Exactly. Wolf Spider-Man. No, I that house was just creepy. It was probably haunted, like most houses in Holland. But I think a lot of it was definitely because it was an old house. It had to have been built in the 1800s. It was torn down like a couple years after we moved out. But imagine the people that tore that house. Yeah. How they reacted. How many spiders were running out of that house? That would be weird. Now, if they would do it now, if they would have done it like maybe a couple of years ago, I would have went and taken pictures of it. Yeah. But I still remember everything about that house, where everything was.
On what street again?
9th. Now.
Really? 9th? Going downtown?
Past downtown. There used to be houses down there. You know where Freedom Village is?
Yes.
There used to be houses there too.
Where that used to be.
There used to be a big thing of houses right there.
Before Freedom Village.
And where that new power plant is, there was a bunch of houses there. But, it is what it is. But it's because I do, my watch is acting stupid. How do you go backwards? I don't want that. Why is it doing that?
Yeah, my watch does things too.
It's trying to change the Good Lord, come on. It won't change. That's screw it. Let's use that. Continue on phone. Whatever. Anyway, so I remember, stuff when it came to like going outside and playing. We had this like our house, and then the house next to us, which is where the Luna family lived. And on the other side of that, well, actually, we did this years before they moved in, but pretty much anybody that lived there, we used the house between that house and the house next to that. Between there was an open little field, and we always used it to play football. All the neighborhood kids would come play football, or it was just our family, and then sometimes other kids.
Everything because 80s and 90s were the best times.
Oh yeah, for sure. 80s and 90s definitely for sure. Every generation is going to say their time was the best, but the 1960s and 50s and 60s and 70s, they didn't have Ninja Turtles. I mean, yeah, they had Atari and stuff, but they didn't have Ninja Turtles. But I agreed, Michael. I agree on that one. But I do actually, speaking of 80s and 90s, the one thing that I do remember, obviously, and everybody says this,
What?
eating cereal in your underwear, watching cartoons.
Yeah.
What
I
was
remember being in my pajamas.
What was your favorite cartoon?
On Saturday morning, my favorite cartoon one was She-Ra
She-Ra, yep, and He-Man.
and He-Man, and the other was like
But who would win?
Thundercats. No, He-Man and She-Ra didn't go against each other.
I know, but I'm asking you, who would win?
She-Ra.
No, of course you would. Of course. I mean, who does she think she is? Just kidding. But
yeah.
oh wait, am I talking to that? No. But yeah, for sure. 80s and 90s, best time of our lives. But that was just oh dang, we already got 3 minutes. But there was always something to do, and yeah, of course, it was before the whole cell phone situation era, what do you even call it? And everybody was always outside doing something. We were always playing with our friends. We were always, getting into things. I remember, and I'm just going to say this because it was years ago, but I remember one time all of us were playing outside. We were so not really worried.
Mm-hmm.
Curfew.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Like when the street lights would come on.
right. But I remember one time my cousins were spending the night. It was summer, obviously. And there was a garage across the street from our house.
Mm-hmm.
And that had an upstairs. Now, we were throwing eggs at every car that went by. And I'm ashamed of it now, but back then we thought we were cool. So, best toys, movies, cartoons, best sports teams. Oh, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. Michael, next time you go to Gateway or wherever it is when you go, I want to go with you. Let me know. But anyway, so we were up in that, we called it the attic. But anyway, we were upstairs and we were throwing stuff out the window, throwing eggs and whatever.
Yes.
Bad timing.
Well, what happened?
Because a
Cop car?
yep, a cop car drove past.
Dang, and did you know
And we
what
hit the
happened?
cop car.
Cool.
Now here's the thing is that the cop turned around and pulled into that garage while we were still up there. So we were all freaking out like, oh my God. And we were trying to hide. And so obviously, because this was years later, I can tell it was over. Yeah, this was early 90s at least, 92, 93 maybe. And so about 30 years ago. We're all geezers now. Just kidding. Mostly Tracy. Just kidding. Just kidding. But anyway, so we're upstairs And we can hear, because the way the door opened was like that. Like it wasn't a regular door. It was one that opened like that. You
Oh,
would
in
come
the
upstairs.
floor?
Yeah. So actually open the other way to lean against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can feel him pushing on that door. So we all stood, a couple of us stood on top of it. And he never got it open, obviously. So he took off. We left, ran downstairs,
Uh-huh.
ran across, because remember, we were across the street. And so me and my cousin uh, went down the alley that it was next to.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we started, like almost halfway down, a cop comes pulling in. So me and him look at each other and we're like, oh my God, we're going to get caught.
Yeah.
So we took off running in different directions to the yards. And I went to the front of a house on the other side and sat on their porch. Back in those days, okay, you know when you're going on Michigan Ave and then it turns into River?
Okay.
And then you go north and you pass 16th and all that?
Yeah.
That part right there where that blinking light is,
Okay.
that used to go all the way through. There wasn't a cul-de-sac right there. So that cop came down that road and he was coming towards me like this. He rolls his window down
Yeah.
and asks if I seen anybody running past here.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm one of the ones he's looking for.
Oh, okay.
And so
You're
I
like,
told him, no. I told him, oh, no, yeah, I did. They went that way. And as soon as he left, I remember looking like this because our house was down there.
yeah.
I remember looking like this and we had a ladder up to one of the top windows.
Uh-huh.
So everybody snuck in out back in the house. And I could hear my cousin Jeff up there yelling, hurry up and get inside, blah, blah, blah. So I ran across the street and went back in the house like nothing happened. And we never got caught.
Wow.
Until now. They're going to be coming to arrest me now.
Yeah.
30 years later. But yeah. What does that say?
Oh, trying to get home after curfew, taking alleyways, always at midnight. Back then, you would hear that train blowing its horn.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that is true. And another thing with that actually is I remember late nights um, hearing pad nose picking up the stuff and just dumping it. The recycling thing. Pad nose. I used to think that somebody was being attacked. I'm not even joking. I used to think that that's what it was. Like something was being like exploding or something. Back when I was younger, obviously. But now, obviously, I know what it was. But here's something that if anybody remembers this. Back in the 90s, 80s or 90s, does anybody remember when I think it was Padnos got in trouble because throughout Holland they caused something happened, don't remember exactly, where this red powdery stuff was falling from the sky,
Yeah.
landing on people's cars everywhere. And basically it was probably rust, but it looked like red paint. And some people got sick over it, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But I don't know if anybody remembers that. I remember it because I remember going outside and seeing it on my mom's car in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I remember too because they kept telling people that had asthma to stay inside till they figured out what was wrong, what was causing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get to go to doctor's appointments. Excuse me, let me clear my throat there. But I do, you know, it's almost like Holland was cool growing up in Holland. You know, again, you had all your friends, you had everybody you hung out with, cousins, family members, things like that. And we were never bored. We were never bored because we, unlike Kalamazoo people,
Oh no, we always us neighborhood kids would play.
I was gonna say we had the beach. You didn't.
Right. No,
You had to drive to South Haven though.
we had to drive to South Haven. We had to go to Gull Lake.
Oh, that's right. You had to go Lake, but yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But
Gull Lake was a real nice.
Gull Lake was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
so, what did we got? We'll go for another 10. What did you guys do when you were kids? As you know, for
We
fun
always
as kids.
played hide and go seek, cops and robbers, and cowboys and Indians.
That. So you grew up in the 60s and 70s.
No,
Did you watch?
and we had three wheelers. We would have to
Did you
race
watch
them.
Nixon get elected? Just kidding.
No. But we would line up with our three wheelers and have a race.
You mean like the big wheels?
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
wheels.
So you had a big wheel.
A three wheeler big
Nice. I would like to see that.
wheel.
Is it still like your mom and dad's? Just kidding.
No.
No. I don't. Do you remember first learning to ride a bike?
Yeah, and I
Did I
remember
say that
being on the
correct?
back of my cousin's friend had me on the back of her bike, back seat,
Ooh.
and my foot got
Yep.
caught in the spikes.
Oh,
Spikes.
you mean the spokes?
Spokes.
The spikes.
Spokes.
Damn. Did you get your foot cut off too?
In the spokes. My heel got caught up in the spokes. And
That sounds like it tickled. Just
oh,
kidding.
it hurt.
Did you ever have those things on the back of the bike that you
Oh.
put your feet on?
I've seen those, but no.
Oh, that's probably where you messed up then. You didn't have those. I had a couple bikes growing up. I remember, you know how I taught myself how to ride a bike? Our neighbor's house. So, the reason why I say that was because I actually okay, they had these front stairs. Let me pull it up on Google so you can see it. Our Google Maps, because you'll be able to see it there. So, our neighbor stairs is how I learned to ride my bike. So, let me put it right here. Okay. You see those stairs right there?
Yeah.
So what I did was I leaned the bike to where my foot was on the stair. That railing wasn't there at the time. But I would push myself off and then ride my bike.
Ride your bike. Yeah.
And then I would go around the block and then get hit by 8 cars. Trucks. But that wasn't there before either. That porch was not enclosed like that. 451 Central. Yep, memories. You know, again, growing up in that area, in that region, basically this whole area right here was our neighborhood. Let me put it on the satellite. So, growing up in Holland, let's go ahead and put that over there real quick. Oops. I gotta find that monitor. Right here. So this is Holland. What part of Holland? Where's my mouse? So we grew up. This was our childhood home right here.
Wow.
This is the Luna family. This is that area right here where I said we played football.
Yes.
I'll show you. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That area right here. Everything you see here is been the same since we were kids.
Okay.
Except I don't remember that pole being right there, but it probably was. We actually had a huge ass tree right here. And they cut it down. Right here is where that garage that I was talking about used to be right here. Let me see if it's an older picture. No. Never mind. Dang, that thing's been gone for years. Anyway, so that is basically where we grew up. You know what I mean? So it was a cool neighborhood. It was fun. But yeah, so Anyways, well, that is tonight's episode, and I appreciate everybody coming on. I love all of you. Tracy don't, but I do.
Yes, much love.
But
Love.
yep. So we want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. If you missed the episode tonight, stay tuned on Amazon, tune in, Spotify, and Google Podcast. That's where we'll be at. So stay tuned. Have a good night. We'll see you Monday night.
Much love.
Oh, don't forget, next Wednesday, we're going to have Eric Lozano in studio to do an interview with us, which is really cool. We're going to have fun with that. So stay tuned for that next Wednesday. All right. Well, you all have a good night. Peace.